Hola, yes? We are in Brazil, and today we are not actually live. Just to be safe, to make sure that the recording goes okay, we are recording this just a couple hours before you see it at home. But we have some brothers and sisters here from Brazil. Please say hi to the United States and to people around the world. Say hello, hola. Yes, yes. This has been an amazing trip. Amanda and I have been here for a few days. I am telling you, Brazil loves The Chosen from the beginning. Back when The Chosen first started and we would do social media posts, we were constantly seeing in the comments, obrigado, obrigado, obrigado. And we were saying, what is going on? And we found out that the Brazil people who speak Portuguese, but were loving The Chosen, and we were dubbing it and subtitling it in their language. And other than the United States, Brazil is the #1 country in the world for supporting The Chosen, for spreading the word about The Chosen. It has been absolutely amazing. Yes, you can share. And our brothers and sisters in Brazil love you. And this coming weekend, so August 31st weekend, episodes 1 and 2 of season 3 of The Chosen are debuting in Brazilian cinemas all over the country, exclusive to Cinemark. It is unbelievable what is happening here. We had a couple of premieres that we've done. We've made a couple of church appearances, and the love and the warmth has been absolutely amazing. What is your impressions? This is my wife, Amanda, by the way. Hello. What have been your impressions of the trip so far?
It's been so good. It's been too short, and the people are full of hugs and kisses, which I love, and just so many stories. And the thing that I've loved to see is that the stories are so similar to what we hear in the States, just of like God doing this transcendent, cool thing in the lives of people. So that's happening in Brazil, and it's been so rewarding for us, and it's given us lots of fuel to go back home with.
Now, before we go, we've got a big night ahead. We've got a new scene from season 4, a rough cut of a scene. And if you're good, if you behave, I might actually show you a second scene. We've also got some updates from the Brazil trip, some highlights from it, and also information on ChosenCon, how you can actually see it virtually, even if you can't attend in person. Now, you might be thinking, that's disappointing if I can't be there in person. I don't want to make it. Trust me, it's going to be awesome, and people all over the world are also going to be able to attend it virtually. So before we get started, though, as always, I want to introduce to you to our new gifts. The Chosen Season 3 soundtrack is here. Now, this is the CD. I know some of you are watching and saying, I don't know what this is. I've never seen this before. This is what old people call a compact disc. And this will play in your car or on like a what do you call those, boom boxes? Remember boom boxes back in the day?
Yeah, like we would like jam in the 80s.
So I'm actually old school. I love this, but all of the best music from season 3. Remember the season finale, the walking on the water scene and the feeding of the 5,000 music. And of course, the theme song of The Chosen is on here, but some of the best music cues from season 3 are on this. And of course, for normal people, you can also listen to it on any of the places that you normally get your music. So the season 3 soundtrack is here. You can get it right now. And the biggest, Julie, come up here for a second. You're going to help us hold this. This is Julie Molina, who speaks actually Portuguese. She is here. She helps with our international. She's going to help. This is the biggest gift in the history of The Chosen. Is it backwards? Yeah. All right, can they see this? This blanket, yes. Awesome. And it, of course, has the 13 fish going against the current, the teal fish. It is amazing. It's very comfortable and cozy. So right now, you can get it at thechosengifts.com, www.thechosengifts.com. Here in Brazil, they don't know that song. But this is where you can go get this blanket right now. It is absolutely wonderful. And as you know, the 13 fish going against the current. We always make sure that our gift items are not just for promotion. It is not just to sell more things with The Chosen's name on it. We are always trying to say something meaningful. And these are the 13 fish going against the current. And so what we always say, parents say that to their children, we say it to you, be the teal fish. Be willing to go against the current and to speak up for Christ and for the message of the chosen, and more importantly, the message of the Bible. And that is what this represents. So, Julie, you are done now. You don't have to hold it up any longer. I know your arms are like the Christ the Redeemer statue, just holding up the whole time. Okay, so you can set that aside, yes. Okay, so the trip to Brazil so far has been absolutely amazing. We're going to show you a highlight video in just a moment. I also wanted to talk about the tickets that you can get here in Brazil. So if you are watching in Brazil, you have an opportunity to see episodes 1 and 2 in Portuguese. It is finally dubbed in your language. And what we've understood so far is that the pre-sales of the tickets to the theatrical release have been overwhelming, right, Kyle? He's our international guy. And far surpassing Cinemark's expectations. I think we even sold more pre-sales than Blue Beetle, like the new movie there, the Marvel movie or the DC movie, so it's been fantastic. And there is a website for you to get tickets in advance. This is why it is important to get tickets in advance, because if you are able to support The Chosen now, and if The Chosen has a good theatrical release here in Brazil, then they will do it again. And when season 4 comes out, our hope and goal is that it can come earlier. And what was the other one that we said? Earlier and wider release. Yes, thank you. So we want it to come even earlier, because right now it's coming to Brazil a long time after it came in the United States. Our goal long term is for these episodes to be released at the same time, as close as possible around the world. And of course it takes time to dub it into other languages, but if it goes well here in Brazil, this first opportunity, then more theaters will want it, so it will be released in more theaters around the country here. There's a website, should be a website along the bottom of the screen. Is that? Yes. And I'm going to try to pronounce it. www. Ponto? Os Escolitos? Ponto? TV? TV, yes. Okay, not too bad. Yes. I know these words in Portuguese. Olá, obrigado, and Jesus. And Os Escolitos, that's about it. So one of the things that I really want you to know as you're watching at home, I know the majority of you watching at home are from the United States, but we are also broadcasting live on our Chosen Brazil channel as well for the first time. But I want you to know that your efforts and your work that you are doing in the United States is having an impact all over the world. Now, as I said, from the beginning, Brazil has been our partner in this. They have been our brothers and sisters, passionate, spreading the word. In fact, there are some months where there are more app downloads and views in Brazil than in the United States. So I have seen that firsthand here this weekend. The Brazilian people, so passionate, so supportive. But it all started in the United States. That's where we filmed the show. And that's where the show first started, when you first started supporting it. And I want you to understand that the impact is real here. The impact is real here and around the world. So this time, the support, you know how I always like to read notes and letters that we get. This time, the notes and letters we're going to read are from Brazil. So I'm going to have Amanda read the first one. This is a note that we got from someone here in Brazil, just sharing the impact that The Chosen has had, and I want you to hear this firsthand.
She says, for a long time, I have struggled with depression, anxiety, panic attacks, and drug addiction. I have a husband who is very devoted to God, but I never truly recognized Jesus as my Savior. After seeing some clips of the series on social media, I became interested in watching it because people always spoke highly of the show and emphasized that it wasn't about religion. That caught my attention. I decided to watch the first episode, and I couldn't hold back tears when Jesus said to Mary, "You are mine." I felt like those words were meant for me, and in that moment, Jesus saved me from myself. After that, I sought Jesus as my Savior, and I seek him every day. I want to express that I am extremely grateful for showing me who Jesus is, for showing me how to surrender my life to him. That's great.
That is awesome. And notice how she mentioned even that people have been sharing that the show isn't about religion. It is about Jesus. Now, of course, there are religions all over the world that have come from Jesus, but this show is about the fact that even just here in Brazil, we just visited the Christ the Redeemer statue. It is amazing. It is beautiful. I love it, and it has inspired so many people. But as we know, Jesus is not a statue. And that's what The Chosen is about, and that's what this impact is about. Now, before we show a highlight reel of Brazil, I did wanted to check with you in the room here. Is this jacket okay? Is this a good jacket? Okay, so this is the jacket for Flamengo. Yes, this is one of the soccer teams here in Rio de Janeiro. And when I ask people if this jacket is okay, half the room is like, yeah, and the other half is, no. So I'm not going to wear this the whole live stream because I do not want to offend half of the country of Brazil. But I will say that Flamengo got me tickets to the game. We were able to see the game. And so we are fans of Flamengo because one of their players, Pedro, got us tickets, and he's a big Chosen fan. But of course, our support did not work. They did not score any goals. The final score was 0-0. So I got to watch the entire game and didn't get to see a goal. However, we do love Flamengo here. I'm sorry, those of you who do not love, but I do love this jacket. I will be taking it off after this highlight reel. One more thing I wanted to say before the video is in Brazil, we now have Chosen gifts. There is now a Chosen gift store in Brazil. Now, I'm going to ask Julie to say what it is. So, because I'm not going to be able to do the website. So you can come on up. We are selling 4 of the shirts, right? So we've got this one.
That's right.
Yes.
Impossible
The 2
math.
plus
the one you're
5
wearing.
equals 5,000, the Impossible Math shirt. We also have the 5 and 2 shirt,
That's
the one
right.
that just says 5 and 2 with the loaf and fish and the and %.
We have the 3 fish shirt, which Amanda's so beautifully wearing right now.
Yes?
And we also have our classic, of course, Against the Current.
Yeah, the 13 fish going against the current.
That's right.
So those 4 shirts, and some of them are also available in teal, are at which website? Because I can't say it.
www.osescolidos.tv.
Okay. So I'm going to try to sing it. Yeah. www.osescolidos.tv. So it doesn't roll off the tongue quite as much. Okay, so Amanda is going to say goodbye to, but you can actually say it because they love you so much.
Goodbye.
Yes. We are going to show you, yes. We're going to show you a brief highlight reel of our time here in Brazil so far so you can see some of the impact. And when we come back, we've got a lot more information for you, a lot more exciting things, including a brand new scene from season 4. Check out this video right now.
Currently moving our way through the airport on the way to Brazil.
See. I don't think they say that.
No, I don't think they do.
Throw me like a stone in the water, watch the mud rise up.
Eu vim aqui especialmente para tentar encontrar o Dallas. Eu espero ter uma oportunidade de dar um abraço pessoal nele, dizer a ele que ele é muito bem-vindo ao Brasil.
I was one way when you found me, I was not the one you see. And the only thing that happened was this stranger in between.
The Brazilian audience is exactly what I expected. They're very passionate, very emotional. So American audience is, hello, nice to meet you. And Brazilian audience is, oh, hello. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So many people coming through the line to take pictures, to thank me. That's what's so cool. They're always saying thank you.
Use me till I'm scraping the bottom, make my well run dry. Shake them coins, I know where you got them. Kiss me bye. I should've known we'd bring trouble gonna find you here.
Então quero que você receba com uma salva de palmas Dallas Jenkins.
The United States is the #1 country for Chosen downloads and our social media pages, but Brazil is #2 in the entire world, and sometimes, some months, it's more than the United States. I think that's one of the reasons why they love the show, because the show is passionate and emotional.
People are so kind and so warm, and I love all the kissing.
Yes. It has been awesome. That is just a small taste of it. It has truly been a joy to be here with our Brazilian brothers and sisters. And someday you've got to come. Like, even if you're just a fan, someday you've just got to come to Brazil just to visit, but also to experience your brothers and sisters here. So we are trying to make this live stream less than an hour. Normally they're an hour and a half, sometimes even 2 hours, because tonight, if in the United States, at 8 o'clock Eastern, is the 7th episode of season 1 of The Chosen on the CW. Now, I've talked about this before. If you didn't know about this, the CW, you can just Google it. It's an actual television program, like a television station. I know some people don't watch TV anymore, but the CW is one of the top broadcasters, and they are showing an episode of The Chosen every Sunday night. So this is your opportunity to see it on TV. And now, even if you've seen it many times, you still want to make sure that you're spreading the word about it. So whether it's going to the CW social media pages, or whether it's looking to see who is sponsoring the show for the commercials in between each segments, and letting them know, thanking them for sponsoring the show. I want to let you know that the viewership of The Chosen so far has been way beyond their expectations. The first week, there was over 500,000 people who watched on the CW alone. Now, we expected that the numbers would go down after week 1. We figured they'd go down significantly because the promotion wasn't quite as big. We also figured because the show's been out for about 4 years already, that it wouldn't be quite as popular. And then also, if you're seeing it for the first time, you realize, well, you can also watch it for free in the Chosen app, or you can watch seasons 1 through 3 on Amazon Prime or Peacock, or season 1 on Netflix. But so we just figured the numbers would go down. The numbers have stayed steady, and in fact, last week went up again. It was the second highest viewing since episode 1. So it is working. It is spreading the word. New people are seeing the show. So continue to support that and to spread the word about it. We really appreciate it, and so do they. Also, it continues to be in the top 5 on Amazon Prime for over a month. It has been unbelievable. Amazon is absolutely blown away by the numbers as well. We've just gone crazy past their projections. This works. This is the kind of thing that we need you to do, is not just enjoy the show and not just keep it to yourself, but spread the word about it and make sure that it continues to grow in other outlets around the world. And that's how that flame gets expanded and enlarged and then reaches other countries, which is why I'm talking to you right now from Brazil. So I want to talk to you about ChosenCon before I bring out a few more guests to talk about the Brazil impact and then show you the special scene from season 4. So the ChosenCon virtual tickets are now here, and tonight and tomorrow night at midnight is the last opportunity to get the insider discount. Now, how do you get that? We have a Facebook page. It's called the Chosen Insider Facebook page. It's very easy to find and a perfect name for it. So you just get on Facebook, you look up the Chosen Insider Facebook page, and you find us. If you go there, that's where you will get the discount code for 13% off. Why 13? Because Jesus and the 12 disciples. So 13% off your ticket to ChosenCon. Now, I know we have been hearing from so many people who wish that they could go. We sold out in about a day and a half. 2,500 people immediately bought tickets, and it sold out very fast. So we do have plans to do another ChosenCon. Next time it'll be at probably 10,000 tickets available, but this time it's 2,500. Now, I'm telling you, the virtual tickets where you can watch online and see it live, and you can also do this around the world. So even you who are in this room right now in Brazil, you can also attend virtually. So at the chosencon.com, www.chosencon.com, or www.chosencon.com. I just say it with an accent and see if that works. But it's chosencon.com. You can get it from all over the world and get these virtual tickets. Now, I want to already start to answer some of the questions that have been coming in about ChosenCon. Okay, so first of all, yes, you can get a discount until midnight tomorrow night, 13% off. So go to the Chosen Insiders Facebook page. That's where you get the discount just for joining. So I'm going to give me the questions. Scroll down just a little bit more, please. There, it's not scrolling, Julie. So maybe you can bring me the questions on a cell phone, because we've had a couple questions about ChosenCon that are the most frequently asked questions. So the first one, if I remember correctly, they're supposed to have it for me here, but it's not up yet. What do you mean by virtual tickets? Okay, so what do you mean by virtual tickets? That, of course, means you're watching online. You're watching digitally. Now, it's not there in person, obviously, but we are going to have cameras that are close up, that are going to make you feel like you're actually there. We have a fantastic audiovisual setup. You're going to get great sound. You're going to get great picture. It's going to feel as close to being there as possible. And so we've got a bunch of panel discussions, things going on that I'm going to tell you about in just a moment, about what's actually going to be there, why it's worth getting the virtual ticket even if you can't be in person. In fact, that is the second question. Now I'm seeing it. What is included in the event? All right, so myself, Amanda, Daryl Eves, my co-founder, we're all going to be there. Many of the cast and crew are going to be there, and we've got panel discussions on the stage where we're going to be taking questions live. We're going to be telling you stories of the set, stories of filming, personal stories of how The Chosen has impacted the cast and crew. We're going to be talking, we're going to have a live Bible roundtable. So you've seen the Bible roundtables in the app where our Jewish rabbi and Catholic priest and evangelical scholar talk with me about some of the episodes. We're going to do a live recording where we take some of your most common questions and dive deep into the stories of the Gospels. Annie Downs, the amazing podcaster in the United States, she's going to be there doing a live recording of a podcast with the women of The Chosen. So we're going to have Liz Tabish and Lara Silva and Vanessa Benavente, I believe are the actresses. I might be getting this wrong, so forgive me, but along with my wife Amanda. So there's going to be a panel discussion with the women of The Chosen. So the cast will be up on stage talking about their experience making The Chosen. We're going to be sharing stories and sharing insights that we've never shared before, and we're also going to be taking questions live. So not only are there going to be questions from people in the room, we're going to try to figure out a way to take digital questions or questions that you've asked in advance so that we can really cover everything that you've ever wanted to know about The Chosen during this weekend. We're also going to have live performances. So for example, Dan and Matt, our co-composers, are going to be there live to perform the big Chosen theme song as well as Trouble. So this is going to be off the chain, as the kids say, and it's going to be really fun. And I promise you, it's not going to feel like you're watching a performance. We are going to make sure that the cameras and audio are close and that you feel like you're there. The next question, is this available internationally? I've already answered that. Yes, it is. All over the world, you can access this website, chosencon.com, www.chosencon.com. You can get the discount now. That is where you're going to be able to get your virtual tickets and watch this live. It will be available. It will be viewable for a 48-hour window, meaning it won't just be live. So for those of you who are living in other countries on a different time zone, might be sleeping during the time that we're actually recording it live, you will get a chance to watch it for that 48-hour window that allows you to see the entire Chosen Con, even if you are not there in person or able to watch it live. Another common question that we get is, can the actors attend with the strike? Again, as you might know, the Actors Guild is currently on strike, which means that actors are not actually allowed to promote projects that do not have an agreement with SAG. This is different because we have an interim agreement with the Actors Guild and are promoting season 4. That is what the interim agreement is. We will be able to promote season 4 at ChosenCon. So yes, the actors will be able to attend. That's already been cleared, and so it's going to be fantastic. So I'm telling you, this is something you do not want to miss. All right, now is the time for this sneak peek. So I'm going to be showing you a scene from season 4, and you've been so good, especially the people in the room. I'm probably going to show you another one at the end of the live stream, so you don't want to go anywhere. But this first scene is the longest rough cut I've ever shown. So normally I don't love showing rough cuts because the sound hasn't been corrected and the color hasn't been corrected. And it feels a little awkward at times because you're just watching what we call a rough cut. So we just assemble all of the best shots together, and then we've edited it down to how we want it to look in terms of the editing, but the color and sound, there's no music yet. It's just nothing about it looks nearly as good or as smooth as it's going to end up looking when you finally watch it. So it's always a little bit embarrassing for a director to show a rough cut. But because you are so much a part of this, because you are the reason that this happened, because we are all together, I thought, all right, I'm going to give you these sneak peeks every now and then. And so what I'm going to show you is a longer scene. So this starts inside, takes you outside. The backdrop is the disciples and Jesus have just come back from a long period of time. They've been gone, they've been traveling for a while. A lot has happened. Time has passed. Now they're getting back together to have a little bit of a meal together. Not all of them, but just some of them in Simon Peter's house. Eden is hosting, of course. And so this is just a glimpse. This is from episode 4. This is from episode 4 of season 4, your longest rough cut I've ever allowed you to see. I'm going to let you see it right now with no more explanation. Here you go. Those are the moments that we love doing in The Chosen, so those quieter moments. And then, of course, they're interrupted by a Roman soldier looking for Matthew. But so many people love Thaddeus and little James. And oftentimes we'll say, we want to see more of Thaddeus and little James. And so that's why I thought it might be a good scene for you to see of Rough Cut. You also got a glimpse of our new actor who plays Philip. That scene between Matthew and Philip is when Philip is, of course, helping him learn how to cut open a pomegranate. And that is the new Philip. So I hope you enjoy that as well and see just how much heart and kindness that he brings to the role. Okay, I have very special guests with me right now. First of all, this is Julie. Julie has been with us from the beginning. She is a super fan even before she is an employee. But she came to us, what was it, 4 years ago?
Yep.
Yeah, just so passionate and so supportive and speaks Spanish and Portuguese. And now she is, what is your official title?
Regional Director of the Americas.
Yes, so she makes sure that The Chosen is spreading all over South America and including, yes, some parts of North America as well. But she has been absolutely fabulous and has been helping lead the charge here in Brazil. And we have 2 of our leaders of the Brazilian social media team. And oh my gosh, they are amazing. Our Instagram page in Brazil is over 500,000 people, right? Yeah, and the TikTok page in Brazil is even bigger, has more followers than The Chosen TikTok page in the United States. They're on Facebook and all over and have been going now for several years. This is Mateos. Yes. Yeah, I always make sure I want to pronounce it. Diogenes. Yes? Diogenes. So I'm going to let them tell you a little bit about why The Chosen works here in Brazil and their heart for it and how the social media team has been so strong here in Brazil. And just talk about some of the impact that The Chosen has had. It started with Mateos, right? Diogenes. Okay. Yeah, you talk about how you first discovered The Chosen and then ended up starting this social media.
Well, first of all, it's an honor for us to be here for this moment. The first time that I saw about something about The Chosen was back in 2020. I just was out of social medias, but I was just using Twitter, and then I saw a tweet about a TV show called The Chosen. It was talking about, in a different way, people that watch it said, hey, this is different. I'm loving Matthew even more, and I love it to see Nicodemus this way, and I was just curious about it. And so, not sure, but I downloaded the app, and at that night I just binged the season 1 in just one night, and I was, oh wow. And the last scene with Fotina, the woman at the well, when she says, I need to tell everyone, and she goes running to San Maria, that was like a sparkle inside of me, and I need to tell everyone about the show. And so I started a Chosen fan page here in Brazil. And then I started to post every single day about the show, and then the page just was growing and growing and growing, and here we are. Yeah.
How did you connect with Mateos?
With Mateos, almost at the same time, we actually started some pages on Instagram, and so he started with The Chosen Scenes, which was just with cuts of scenes, and I think 1 year later...
Posting scenes? You're saying
Yeah.
posted scenes to Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, I was posting just scenes. Like, I needed to tell everyone about The Chosen, and like I was always the social media guy. So at the time, I was suffering depression. I was very bad in a situation of like giving up in life. And when I saw The Chosen, you know, the first The Chosen was a different show because of, I told you guys, Simon Peter has a wife. So I told my father, and I watched the first episode, and I got excited. Man, I need to share this. I created this page, The Chosen Scenes, and I started to post. This was my way of contribution. So then later, I started to post curiosities, YouTube, TikTok. I created like everything to post about The Chosen. Started a blog, like many things about The Chosen to spread the word. And then I met Diogenes, the Spirit.
So Julie, talk about how we then got connected to them and made it more official, because we of course love whenever fans start doing things on their own. Of course, that's the heartbeat of The Chosen, but we needed to establish a presence in Brazil and in other areas around South America, of course. But Brazil, we thought early on, this is a hub. This is something's happening here. We need to start supporting them directly. Talk about that.
Yeah. So about a year and a half ago, we were just meeting and discussing where, future of The Chosen, what are we doing? And to your point, one of the things that was very clear to us from the beginning at that time is, we have a heart. Dallas has always said, this is a show that is filmed in the USA, but the message of the show needs to go to all of the nations. It's not just for Americans, it's for everybody. So at that point, it was decided to actually, we had already heard about so many amazing people throughout the whole world that were contributing in their own way, bringing their own loaves and fishes, and watching God multiply it, without them even understanding what was going to happen a year later. And we knew that was there. And we wanted to just go ahead and stand a team within our own internal Chosen organization to support all of these international needs and all these international fans. And so that's how the international team was born approximately a year and a half ago. And, due to probably my being brown, let's be real, and the fact that I speak Portuguese and Spanish, we talked about, well, I would start leading this region and start leading all the Spanish and Portuguese speaking markets. And we knew from the very beginning, we just knew Brazil had to be one of the first places we go, one of the first places that we establish an official presence as The Chosen. So handed this new role and handed this new responsibility of, how do we bring The Chosen experience to the Spanish and Portuguese speaking markets? I was like, okay, what did Dallas do at the very beginning? He went and found super fans that would just do anything for the show to spread the word. I'm gonna follow those footsteps. And in Brazil, I knew there was nobody else I needed to talk to except Diogenes and Mateus. So I immediately got on a Zoom call with them and I was like, hey, so you guys have been doing this as volunteers for a long time. Want to work for us? And so that's how, a year and a half after, now they are our social media leaders here in Brazil, so.
That's awesome. Thank you. So before I ask you to maybe share something to our brothers and sisters in the United States, and before we show another rough cut of a scene from season 4, I would love for you to talk about, just briefly, what is it that you think explains why the show is growing so fast here in Brazil? What about the show that seems to connect with the people here unique? It seems like more so than almost anywhere else.
Well, it's amazing to think how The Chosen, we've seen through the social medias since the beginning, how people from different backgrounds of faith and people from a lot of places here in Brazil, they connected to us, and we always receive some message. Thank you for The Chosen, because we can see an authentic Jesus. And the Brazilians, Brazilians, they do not just, okay, I like this. They are passionate about it. Brazilians are so intense when something that they like, they want more and more and more.
And they say it louder than anyone else.
Yes.
High volume.
That's the
so my ears are sometimes hurting in Brazil, and then my shoulders are sore from all the hugging and kissing.
That's the Brazilian way. That's the Brazilian way to love something. So Brazilian people are so intense when they like something. And on social medias, we actually see every single day, the numbers were just increasing and increasing. And it's amazing to see how it connects, how The Chosen connects people from all over the country, people from a lot of different background faiths, as I said, and they really love the fact that The Chosen did not show, as you mentioned, that Jesus is not a statue.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. And we're in a country where there's the biggest Jesus statue in the world. And it's beautiful and it's wonderful, but like I said earlier, he's not a statue, and we want to take him down from statues and from stained glass windows, which are still great, but we want to also make sure that you know you can have a relationship with him and with his Father. And what about you, Mateos? What have you noticed here in this country?
I think in many Christians here, I think a lot of people here knows that when you grow up as a Christian kid, you see Jesus as a distant person. When you see in The Chosen a Jesus who tells jokes, a Jesus who hugs his disciples, who talks like a normal person, you say, okay, this is the Jesus I want to know. So many people, Brazil is majority Christian, so when people see this Jesus, they like get touch in their hearts, because they grow and they grow since as a kid. They know Jesus, but they didn't know like The Chosen portrays. So they got very emotional, and this birthed the testimonies of the show.
That is awesome. So I want to read another impact story from here in Brazil, and then I'm going to ask you to just share something with right into that camera to those of you watching at home in the United States, especially, so that you can hear from our brothers here. But I got this note, and then we'll do that, and then I got a few more things to say, and we'll show you the rough cut of season 4. This is from Carlos. There's a lot of Carloses in Brazil. Yes. Earlier this year, I was returning from vacation in Ceará? Ceará, okay. Yeah. He lives in Sao Paulo. Anyone from Sao Paulo here? Okay, one person. Okay. And just a few hours before boarding the bus, my wife decided to ask for a divorce. That simply devastated me. I had to travel back alone and in a very bad state due to the whole situation. Things got even worse when I arrived home. Anguish, anxiety, depression, and insomnia became a part of my life in the following months. However, one night, while dealing with insomnia, I opened Instagram to check her profile and came across a Reels video showing a scene from this series I had yet to discover. Instantly, I became curious to watch it, and so I did. With every episode I watched, it felt as though God Himself was speaking directly to me through these scenes. Gradually, my heart found solace, and I felt an increasing desire to seek the Lord. I bought a Bible and started looking up the passages presented in The Chosen. The faithfulness of the content made me realize that The Chosen isn't just an uplifting series, but rather a unique message from God to each one of us. I started attending a church, converted to Christianity, and dedicated my life to God's work. The situation with my wife has not been resolved yet, but through The Chosen, I've come to believe that God is in control of everything and that I shouldn't fear anything. Today, I share about this wonderful series with all my friends. Even though I've already watched all the episodes 3 times, I still feel the same happiness. I've already bought my ticket and shirt to go see The Chosen in the cinema. I'm incredibly grateful to everyone involved in making this series a vessel for God's message in people's lives. Yeah. Now, that would not have happened if the show wasn't free. It would have been too difficult to find. And as I've seen, even here in Brazil, but it's also in the United States, it took a long time for mainstream stations or platforms to be interested at all. And so for a long time, the only way to watch it was through the free app. And no one would have paid for it if it was there, if it cost you money. And so that's one of the things that I want you to understand, because it really started in the United States, especially with all of the contributions that you have made to allow this to happen. And so in closing, I'd love for you to just share something to our brothers and sisters in the United States. In many ways, I mean, it's up to you, but I think what they've done to allow it to come here to Brazil and to get translated and dubbed.
Yeah, this is amazing. We, as Brazilians who received The Chosen later, we thank you so much for your support. Like The Chosen, since the beginning, it started with your support. It was like 16,000 people from the United States. So we thank you very much. And we know most of the Chosen fans can donate financially, but many can share about the show. So if you can donate financially, it's okay. You can talk about The Chosen with your friends. If you can, The Chosen happens because of your help, of your support. Not only the production of the episodes, but the translation, the marketing, everything happens because of you. It's a lot of, production is a lot of work to be done. We have like many seasons to be made. So your support makes The Chosen happen, and many people can know the show because of you. So thank you very much.
American brothers and sisters, we're so honored to be here living this moment, but we cannot thank enough for your loves and fishes. Yeah, we've seen God multiplying them through all of the world, and Brazil is so grateful for everything that you've done since the beginning, and we're grateful for your support, your love for the show, and make this able to happen. Make God multiplying your loves and fishes since the beginning. It's amazing. We're so honored that we're here now, and we're so thankful for your partner with us.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. He was able to actually be at the scene that we shot this season, season 4. He came out to Utah. And Mateos, unfortunately, was not able to come, but he is going to be able to come to ChosenCon coming up in October. So that's pretty awesome. Julie, before I let you guys go, you can also share just how this isn't just Brazil, but this is all over the world.
Right, so we're in the international team. We're in a unique perspective where we actually get to experience all of the impact that The Chosen is having here in Brazil personally during these few days. But honestly, it's happening all over the world. Our international team is working in so many countries, and we're seeing that all of your donations, all of your spreading the word, all of your even just praying for the show, all of your efforts toward the show are really helping us carry The Chosen all throughout the world. We recently did a TV release in Madagascar where we made history because it was the first time the show was actually dubbed in their language. In France, Europe, I just got back from a tour in Mexico. Literally all over the world, we're taking this message, and it's because of your contribution and your help. So on behalf of all of us on the international team, thank you so much.
Thank you. Now you guys, you can go. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, our international team is incredible, and the stories that we hear from around the world continue to inspire us and blow us away. And I know you have a huge part of that. If by some chance you do want to contribute to the show to keep this going, the Come and See Foundation is a nonprofit organization that is helping get this show around the world, helping produce this show. So I want to make sure that you check them out. You can go to, I believe, comeandsee.net, right? comeandsee.net, www.comeandsee.net. That is where you can see how you can contribute and donate. Believe it or not, season 4 is not actually finished. So we finished filming, but there's still tons of post-production to do. And yes, the Come and See Foundation is saying, yeah, we will make sure that you're able to finish it, but not all of the financing has come in. So if you can contribute and make sure that we are able to finish season 4 and also future seasons, and also the translating. The translating, the dubbing, the subtitling is an immense challenge. It is very difficult, and we are wanting to do it in up to 600 languages, and that is what the Come and See Foundation is committed to doing. The faster they can do it, the better. The more languages they can do, the better, and that is where your contributions come in. We want to replicate what is happening in Brazil in as many countries around the world as possible. Now, believe it or not, international donating is also possible. So you might be in another country or here in Brazil and saying, look, it's not just the United States that can contribute. We want to be part of this too. Now, not everyone can. We understand that. And if you can't, or if you're not able to, or if you don't want to, I don't want you to. That's why the show is free. I want you to enjoy the free show. But if you can, there is a new website, a brand new website that gives you that opportunity. I'm going to try it, Julie, but hopefully it's going to go along the bottom of the screen. osescolidos.tv, yes? osescolidos.tv, is that how I say it? But yes, that allows you here in Brazil to donate if you would like to. Okay, I'm about to show you, just got a few minutes left here, I'm going to show you another rough cut of a scene from season 4, but I want to make sure that you are reminded of the gifts We've got the new season 3 soundtrack is out. It's out on CD, but you can also get it digitally, of course. All of the best songs from the season 3 soundtrack. You can get all of the best music cues from your favorite scenes. And I don't see it here, the blanket, but we've got the massive new Chosen blanket that is very comfortable. I've actually already used it. It's got 13 fish going, the teal fish going against the current around the Chosen. So make sure that you check that out at thechosengifts.com. One more time, www.thechosengifts.com. All right. And then there is also now the new Brazilian gift store, which I'm just going to ask them to put it along the bottom of the screen because I'm not going to try to remember how to say it. If I say it once or twice accurately, that's a big victory. Too many times I'm going to embarrass myself. So yes, we now have an official gift store online here in Brazil, so you can get several of the shirts, including the one that I'm wearing right now, which has really been cool. I want to say one more thing here. And being in Brazil, I have had a chance to be on several mainstream TV and radio shows and faith TV and radio shows. The whole country, some of the biggest TV networks and radio stations in the country have been asking about The Chosen. I was able to go on and talk about it. And they'll even ask me about the things that I'm wearing. Like I was wearing the 5 and 2 shirt that my son is actually wearing right now. Just come up real quick and just show the shirt, just real quick. Yes. See? Yes. Yes. Now go. All right. Yes, you can give him a hand. Yes. That is actually my favorite shirt because it actually gets questions. I was actually wearing one of the black one on one of the biggest shows here in Brazil, a mainstream show. And right before the end, he said, "What is that? What is 5 and 2?" And I was able to point out the loaves and the fish and how it feeds the 5,000. I was able to basically share the gospel on national television because I was wearing that shirt. It was truly amazing. So you can continue to do that. And then, of course, just continue to keep this going around the world. So I've got a couple more things to say, but I want to show you this rough cut. This rough cut scene also comes from season 4. It comes from episode 3, I believe. I think it's episode 2 or 3, but I'm pretty sure it's episode 3. This is where Quintus is starting to lose it. Quintus is starting to get even more upset because he is demanding that Gaius keep the pilgrims under control. All these visitors here to see Jesus, and it's starting to overrun the city a little bit, and he's getting upset, especially because they're pilgrims, they're from out of town. Of course, Gaius, as we know, is starting to have his mind slowly but surely changed towards Jesus. And because of that, he is not obeying Quintus's orders. And so we see Quintus starting to get increasingly frustrated. And this is a scene where Quintus is out in the streets, cleaning things up, being brutal to people, complaining about how bad things have gotten. And that's where the scene starts. And so I'm going to show you this brand new scene from season 4 right now. So not quite as touching and emotional as the first scene, a little more intense, but I wanted to give you a little glimpse of what's coming. So with just a few minutes left, I wanted to read one more note to you. This was really beautiful from someone here in Brazil named Jessica, and I feel like it's the perfect way to end. I'm also very comfortable in my Chosen blanket. You can check it out. But this is from Jessica. She says, "Through the Chosen, Christ spoke to me. I was going through a terrible time in my life. My marriage was falling apart. I was struggling with depression, and I had 2 young children to take care of, all while pretending to be strong. I felt like I had no other option but to end my own life. This went on for a long time. I always believed in God and knew Jesus was his son, but I didn't know him like I do now. One day, while scrolling through Instagram, just aimlessly, I saw an ad for the app. I was at rock bottom, planning to end my life every day. I saw the ad with Nicodemus's picture from season 1. It caught my interest, but something told me to watch that ad. I realized it was an app for a series, and I had to download it. I downloaded it with no expectations, thinking it would be just another Jesus movie. But in the first episode, I felt a love that I had never felt in my life. And I couldn't contain myself. I cried uncontrollably like never before. I felt like it was meant for me. I encountered Jesus in a way that was so joyful, so loving, so merciful that I surrendered at his feet. I started seeking him every day, reading the Bible every day, and in 2019, I accepted Jesus as my one and only Savior of my life, and today, to the honor and glory of the Lord, I am a citizen of heaven. There is no amount of success that The Chosen could have, no numbers of app downloads or money that comes in or countries around the world that The Chosen is in, no matter how many interviews I do or premieres that I attend, nothing means more and nothing matters more than letters like that right there. Those are the lives that you are impacting because of your efforts. Those are the lives that you here in this room, my brothers and sisters, many of whom are listening with my voice being translated right now, because even though we speak a different language, there is the opportunity to speak one language of Jesus, and I love that I have a chance to be here in this beautiful country. You have a chance to continue watching the show. It's on the CW in the United States in just a minute, but in the meantime, I love you. Remember, your job is not to feed the 5,000. It is only to provide the loaves and fish. Thank you, and obrigado.